Hi everyone, my name is Caitlin. I'm going to be explaining today how the Otay Ranch Public Library can do a little bit better when approaching their TeenSpace. Taking a virtual tour of the library, we immediately enter through the front doors and see the info desk. Now this info desk does act as an accounts desk as well and is the only service area where you can speak to a librarian or a library associate. Unlike other branches, this one only has the one desk versus several other desks which are scattered throughout the library to assist patrons. On the immediate left-hand side, walking past the info desk, you are greeted with a board full of pamphlets which include the calendars and any other special events that are going around for the library, and then it actually starts going into the book stacks. It is immediately obvious that there are no real spaces, and the library acts as a huge communal space where there is no set space per area save for the children's area. Now, after the immediate adult area, which are the first two bookshelves that are there, comes the teens shelves. So if you can look between the first two images, you can see that there is a difference between the adult area and the teens, where the teens section is actually very small. It consists of two small bookshelves, which are packed full of teen books. This is very different from the other teen sections for the libraries in Chula Vista, as they are much bigger and are actual in separate spaces. This teen space does not function well as a space because there is no segregated space for them, and segregation in the sense of more space that can be called just for teens. Going past that, we are greeted with the so right next to the teen space, there are a few chairs along with other tables which can be moved around but are not supposed to be. The round wheelie chairs that we see here can be moved around and normally are to better apply for the space in the general public. Past the teen section, we go to the nonfiction section for adults, and then finally the start of the children's area. The children's area is basically the other half of the library and takes up most of the space along with the computers. The public computers are centrally located right in the middle of the library, basically separating the adults and teens section towards the rest of the library as the children's area. The children's area sprawls all the way back, and the back area where what we're looking at is actually where there's like a computer desk there, which have two non-working computers, and then the rest of the children's area, which also has a good space for the children to have. This library does have a separate community room. So this community room is mainly now used as a passport office. And when it is not being used as a passport office, people do have free range of the room and are able to walk around. We also hold most of our programming here. So this is our story times and other fun activities that may be going on. However, for the most time, it's a large expanse of a room, and it's not heavily used, as many people tend to like to stay in the main library just because it tends to be just a little bit quieter there, because passports is very busy and can get very noisy depending on the time of day and what day it is. So the best solutions for this particular library, I would have to suggest that one, there is a revamp of the space of the actual library where there can be a teen section, maybe rearranging the children's section to be a little bit further up and having the teen section be a little bit further back, and they're able to have a small space towards the back of the library, as there are not a lot of teens that actually come to this library despite being in an actual shopping mall. The other suggestion that I would think would work perfectly would be to have the community room function as a teen time area. So as mentioned in Jennifer Velasquez's work, separating the community room and having certain hours of the day on specific days or every day to function as a teen space which will be able to host different things, and such as the library's the virtual reality glasses, the the 3D printer, and also 3D printing pens, along with other arts and crafts that the library does have on hand. By having this basically a makeshift teen maker space, it may be able to help boost teens to come in because they will be able to have a place of their own and not have to share the entire library with everyone who just happens to walk in. They will be able to have a space of their own, even if it's only just a time of the day versus an entire area for them 24/7. And so those are my best suggestions when it comes. The library in itself is in a really pretty mall, and the functionality of how everything is set up and how people interact and use the library needs to have a little bit of work, and it can be enforced with staff and with proper channels to create the best teen space for them.